Hello guys, you're welcome back to my channel and it's such a pleasure to have you back. Following my last video, I got a lot of comments and heartfelt messages, and I want to say that this is really heartwarming and thank you so much. I'm doing very well and I'm very grateful for all of this. Thank you so much. I also got a lot of questions and I thought it would be a good idea to address some of these questions, especially those that kept reoccurring. And so this episode is going to be a Q&A. With that being said, let's go straight right into it. So the first question is, I had some flu-like symptoms which I think might be COVID-19 6 weeks ago. Can I still get tested, and what tests would I need? Yes, you can still get tested, and the test you will need is the antibody test. The antibody test is a blood test that tells us if a person has had a previous infection or some sort of encounter with the virus. So what normally happens is when a person is infected, the body produces antibodies in response to the infection, and this helps to fight the infection. So when you have the test, if the test is able to detect these antibodies, then the test becomes positive. Bearing in mind there are occasions when this test can be falsely negative. This could be because the test was done too soon after a current infection. Usually it takes about 1 to 3 weeks for the antibodies to become detectable. Some people have had positive antibody tests without ever having any symptoms to suggest that they might have had COVID-19. These people are the asymptomatic people. That simply means that people that have had the infection but did not exhibit any symptoms at all. So if you presently have the symptoms, the test that you will need is the viral test. The viral test is a swab taken from inside the nose, and it tells us if a person has a current infection. There are different types available. You have the point of care test, which can give you the results within an hour, or you can have your sample taken and sent to the lab to be analyzed. So the next question is vitamin D and COVID-19 infection. Is there an association? This is a very good question. So to start off with, we know that vitamin D is a vitamin that is needed for bone health. However, theories have speculated that vitamin D has a role to play in COVID-19 infection. It is thought to act as an immune modulator and also helps to curb the excessive inflammation that the body produces in response to the virus. What this simply means is that vitamin D helps to put the infection in check so it doesn't go overboard. They've also noticed that people that have got low vitamin D levels tend to suffer more severely with the infection. What I will say is that these are speculations and theories, and we do not have concrete evidence to illustrate a link or a correlation at this point in time. A lot of work is still being done and a lot of research to be able to answer our questions. What our advice is, according to the Department of Health, it does say that adults should take a maintenance dose of vitamin D daily. If you have any concerns regarding this, I would advise you talk to your health provider. I'd like to stress that some people have only few of these symptoms, and the symptoms can be mild, but it doesn't negate the fact that they've had the infection. So symptoms can be very variable, with some people having no symptoms at all, while at the other end of the spectrum, some people have severe symptoms. There were a lot of questions about the role of face masks and face coverings, and I would say that this has been a controversial terrain until recently when the WHO updated its guidelines. We do know that face masks can act as a protective barrier against potentially infected droplets. So what happens is that when a person that is infected coughs, sneezes, or even talks, they spray these infected droplets into the air, and these droplets can quickly settle onto surfaces which can infect someone else. Plus, we know that an infected person can be contagious 24 to 48 hours before they even start to display any symptoms. So this can be tricky. So you don't even know who is infected or not. And just because they've not started to have symptoms does not mean they're not in the infective stage. Also, on the other side, for those that do not have the infection, the face coverings provide a barrier so that they do not inhale this droplets that's been suspended in the air. So I have a medical mask, which you can see, and also a face covering. So I'm going to talk you through on how to wear them. So before you wear your mask, you have to make sure you wash your hands and you wash them properly. If you do not have water and soap available, then you can use a hand sanitizer, and you use a generous quantity and you put it all over your hands. Okay, this is not enough. We now have to go into the creases. Go into the creases in between the fingers. Make sure you do not forget your thumb, and then go into the other creases as well. And make sure you cover every part of your hands up to the tips without leaving anything at all. Okay, and after you've done that for about 30 seconds, then you'll be ready to wear your mask. So to do that, if you're wearing the medical mask, the blue part has to be on the outside, and then you can now tuck it behind your ears. And the same goes for the face mask. You just tuck it behind your ears. And once you've done that, you have to make sure that the face mask is very comfortable, and you will not need to tug it around or mess around with it once it is worn. And then you're ready to go out now. So while you're wearing your mask, you shouldn't need to touch your mask at all. So when you're ready to take it off, what you need to do is to go back, wash your hands, and if you don't have access to water and soap, use your hand sanitizer again, and make sure you've applied it all over your hands. Okay, and then you can remove the face mask. So you remove it by removing the look by the ear, and then take that away. When you're removing it, your hands must by no means touch the front part of the mask. So you take it away from your ears, and then if it is the medical mask, you can discard it. And if it's your fabric face mask, you can put that in the wash. So once you take out the face mask, you have to wash your hands immediately, and that's it then. So I had a lot of questions about how my daughter coped and whether she had any symptoms at all. No, she didn't have any symptoms at all. She was fine. Interestingly, she was the one that looked after me. She cared for me, poor girl. She would bring me analgesics, fluids, tissue, fruits, and just leave everything at my bedroom door. She won't dare come in, even when I tell her to. And I'm like, don't you want to come in? She was like, no, mommy, you look poorly. Whatever you have, I don't want you to infect me. I'm sorry, I can't come in. You know, that got me thinking about, I know we do celebrate the frontliners. They're doing a great, massive job. But also, we need to also appreciate the people at home, at the back of the scene, our relatives, spouses, and maybe parents that had to look after people at home as well. You can imagine the emotional trauma, the impact on them, you know, even on their own health, and the risk of even, you know, getting the virus. So you can imagine. So for everyone, every backliner at home that had to look after their relatives, you know, their husbands, their wives, I want to say you've done a very good job. Well done, guys. So I celebrate you as well. I also got questions about why I thought that it was the Holy Communion that helped me and it wasn't just a natural retrogression of the infection. That is a good question. So when I started to feel better, so I felt better for 7 days, and after that, from nowhere, I kid you not, the symptoms came back again, with the cough coming back worse, sore throat, fever, and horrendous body aches and pains. I was like, what's happening? So I said, okay, for the first day I'll observe. And then the second day, it was still persistent. At that point, I was like, no way, I am not doing this again. So that night, I took the Holy Communion. And when I woke up the next day, I was like a spring chicken. I felt back to normal. So the Holy Communion is a mystery. You cannot decipher it. You cannot demystify it. It's a mystery. If you have faith, it's going to work for you. And so, my lovelies, at this point, I would like to draw the curtains. Thank you so much for staying true with me. Thank you for all your love, all your support, and all your feedbacks. I truly and deeply appreciate them, and I cannot thank you enough. Thank you so much. If you have any further questions, please feel free to drop them down in the comment section below. I'll do my best to answer them. Please feel free to share and to like my video. And if you've not subscribed, I would really love to have you on. Please do press that subscribe button over there and the notification bell so that you'll be the first to know when I upload. Until I come your way next time, always know that I love you from the bottom of my heart. So see you again. Bye.